It was hard to track down the date for Fadail at Amal by Sheikh al-Hadith Maulana Muhammad Zakariyyah Kandhalvi Nawar Allahu Marqadahu translated by Abdul Rashid Arshad, because it's been reprinted by different companies and that sort of thing. The translator died in 1964 or 1965, so we can skip the index. But it's a chief text in the Tablighi Jamaat movement, you know, the community of preachers. The author's forward. We glorify Allah and seek blessings and salutations of peace for the noble Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam and his Sahaba and those who follow him, and upholding the cause of the right religion. In 1353 Hijri, a pious sheikh, who is my respected elder and has done me great favors, told me to write a book of stories of the Sahaba of the Nabi, a special reference to the faith and practices of the women and children of his time. This is so that the Muslim mothers, while going to bed at night, instead of telling their stories to their children, may tell them such true stories of the golden age of Islam that would create in them an Islamic spirit of love and respect for the Sahaba and thereby improve their Iman. And this book would be a useful substitute for current storybooks. I had to comply with the desire of the Sheikh, for besides being under moral debt and obligation to him for his great favors, the goodwill of such godly people is the source of success in the world and in the Akhirah. I knew my shortcomings, and therefore had been postponing this work for 4 years. In Safar 1357 Hijri, I was advised by the doctors to suspend my regular duty of teaching for some time. I decided to use this period of rest for obeying the command of the Sheikh, in the belief that even if my attempt did not come up to his expectation, it would anyhow be a blessed engagement for me, and one likely to bring me barakah. Sorry, I'm stumbling with my words here. The stories of the pious people deserve to be studied deeply in order to benefit from them. This is more important in the case of the Sahaba, who were chosen by Allah for the company of His beloved and our dear Nabi, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Their stories are lessons for us and cause for Allah's rahmah to descend upon the readers. Junaid Baghdadi, rahmatullah alayh, a prominent Sufi, once said, stories of the pious are Allah's invisible forces, which encourage the hearts of those who strive in his path. Someone asked Junaid, rahmatullah alayh, if he could say something in support of his statement. He replied, yes, Allah has said in his book, وَقُلْ نَقُصُّ عَلَيْكَ مِنْ أَنْبَاءِ الرُّسُلِ مَا نُثَبِّتُ بِهِ فَوَّعَدَ اللَّهُ وَجَاءَكَ فِي هَذَا الْحَقُّ وَمَوْعِظَةٌ وَذِكْرَى لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ. And all that we relate unto thee of the stories of the messengers is in order that thereby we may make thy heart firm. herein hath come unto thee the truth and an exhortation and a remembrance for believers. Hud, Surah 11, 820. One cannot lay too much stress on the point that whether these be the sayings of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or the stories of other pious people, or the books on Islamic practices, or lectures and talks of reliable mashayikh. It is not enough to go through them once only, but they have to be studied over and over again to benefit from them. Abu Suleiman Darani, rahmatullah alayh, a famous sheikh, writes, I attended a talk by a sheikh at his residence. It had some effect on me, but only till the time that I rose from the meeting. I went to his place for the second time to listen to his talk, and this time the effect remained with me till I reached my home. When I visited him for the third time, the effect of his talk stayed with me even after reaching home. Then I broke the things that had kept me away from Allah and set out on his path to seek his pleasure. Such is the case with religious books. A casual reading of these will not produce the desired effect, and a frequent and thorough study is therefore necessary. For the convenience of readers and to maintain their interest, I've divided this book into the following 12 chapters, together with a concluding part. Chapter 1, Steadfastness in the face of hardships. Chapter 2, Fear of Allah. Chapter 3, Lack of interest in worldly things and poverty. Chapter 4, Piety. Chapter 5, Devotion to Salah. Chapter 6, Sympathy, Self-sacrifice and spending in the path of Allah. Chapter 7, Bravery and heroism. Chapter 8, Love for knowledge. Chapter 9, Obedience to the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Chapter 10, The women's love of faith and their courage, with an account of the Nabi's household. Chapter 11, Children's devotion to Islam. Chapter 12, Love and devotion for the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And a conclusion, the rights of Sahaba and their virtues. And, okay, let's remember the peace of him be upon him, and peace, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Nabi, exemplar prophet, Rasulullah, messenger prophet, rahmatullah, the mercy of God be upon him, Sahaba, companion, sheikh, means old man, but it's a word used for a scholar. I think I've gave you all the commentary that's needed here.